Hello everybody, I'm Guyce. This is EVE Online. I'm playing my, let's see, we're at like 12 days I believe, old tune. And took him out, was doing some sites, getting ready to do some missions and stuff, and then had a couple engagements. I wasn't recording or anything, so I decided to go ahead and just start streaming every time that I have Guyce on, just because it'll give me something to talk about. What I did was, I went out and I jumped in a fit, and I did not go out prepared. So, we'll see what happens this time. I got two engagements that I should have actually won both of them. I capped out on the first engagement, and my fit that I'm using right now, um, it's not cap stable. You're gonna have cap issues early on in the game. So one of the things I'm doing is doing an incursus here. And again, it's a tier 1 drone, but it does add 8 DPS, and it does add a little bit extra damage, and it's going to be every little bit that you can get, I guess, so it works. I do not have it on me right now. Hopefully it's still at the site. I don't know, we're going to see what happens. Because I did not have another one laying around, but I can pick another one up. I'm gonna see if it's still at the site that I left it at. I had to go pick up ammo though, because like I said, I capped out. I ran out of cap charges because I did not have anything in my cargo hold at all. Big mistake. I didn't have ammo either. So as soon as I got done fighting the Tristan, a executioner lands on me and tackles me. I just got done typing good fight in local, and it's pretty amusing. I engaged the executioner anyway. Noticed he was AB fit, and warp disruptor fit. So he was slower than me, and I was able to basically get out of his gun range. That's the other thing as well. He was short range, so the furthest he was able to hit me at was, I think, around 7 kilometers. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna go back out here. I killed off some of the Tristan's drones. They probably have bounced by now. Probably both pilots have bounced by now, but we'll see what happens. I'm going back out now, and I'll see if they're out there or anybody else. But that way, I'm actually up and streaming, and we'll see what happens. Otherwise, I am just trying to capture some sites and get a little bit more loyalty points, and so I can trade in and get some ISK in the wallet and get some more fits. Okay. There's a guy and a Merlin back here. I'm actually going to go back to this, because the guys that were in this system are no longer in this system. That's why I just burned back to the system that I was just in, where the Tristan and the Executioner were. And we'll see what happens here. I just saw Merlin on scan, I believe. I'm going to go ahead and check it out. Okay, something about D-scan. There are directional scan tutorials. Number one is always have your local up. See right here, I do have my local up. It's always up. I always see who's in there when you first come in. And always have your directional scanner up and constantly be scanning at least 360 in maximum range, so you can see what all's in here in the system that you're in. And it looks like he's warping off. Yeah, so he just warped to Galante Small. I'm gonna go ahead and follow him. This guy, let's see. He might just be stabbed, so I might not even get a lock on him anyway, but we're gonna see what happens, so. Okay, that's fine. I might not be able to even lock him down, basically, is what I'm getting at. But I am gonna try, so I'm gonna try to fight this guy right here. And he is stabbed. So, that's a waste of time. I'm playing my, let's see, we're at like 12 days, I believe, old tune. And let me mute that. Took him out. Oh, we got a little delay on there. Let's mute that. Looks like he's just bouncing between these two. Normally I wouldn't waste time with stabbed dudes, but there wasn't anybody in the other system that I went through there, and the system before that, so just kind of screwing around, messing with this guy, see if there's anything else that comes in. He was talking shit in local, so I'm basically just screwing up his LP. Essentially. I don't know. Like I said, he's just going between the small and the novice, so there is another small actually that I'm surprised he didn't try to go to. It doesn't matter. If he's not at this small, he will be at that small, so. He's not at this small. Alright, so I am going to move on. Obviously, this is a waste of time. If you can't scram somebody to fight them, then there's no point in doing it, but it was kind of fun messing with the dude, so. Let's see. Alright, so yeah, don't waste time with with folks that are plex and stabbed, because they're not gonna fight back. Probably have a crap fit anyway, and it wouldn't even be fun. So to get around such things, you can load up 2 warp scrams, or depending on how many stabs they do have. I don't remember if it's 1 for 1. So if they have 1 stab, you have to have like 2 disruptors or something. I don't know. I'd have to actually take a look at that mechanic again to see, but very common in faction warfare though, so it's not really a big surprise It's just unfortunate. Yeah, there's plenty of dudes that actually go around with like gank fits and stuff like that to go after stabbed folks. So um, just gonna capture this site. It's a random site that only had like 2 minutes on it, so snag it real quick. Normally, you keep bugging somebody that's stabbed, and they'll actually bounce out. So you can definitely chase those folks out of systems sometimes, but it's not really worth it. So let's see. I'm trying to pull up .land maps real quick while I have nobody in the system with me. Because kind of want to avoid a couple spots here, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Another useful tool to maybe get a little bit into checking out .land maps, Eve maps. If you don't know about it yet, Google it, look it up, evemaps.land.net, and then you can look up systems, regions, and such like stuff like that. Very useful tool. Instead of setting routes and waypoints and trying to figure out where exactly you are, you can kind of see what's connected to what. And this person in the confessor that I fought last night is actually here, and two. So I got a hawk. Oh, there's the hawk. Come on, buddy. It's a gate. Okay, I don't know if I can break the tank on a hawk, but I am going to go play around with it and see what happens. So it's a dual propped hawk. Oh, look at this guy again. Somebody else just jumped into the system as well. Okay, what I did there was I did not engage that hawk right off the bat in case they did have to go back through the gate. Dual propped means that they have an afterburner and a micro warp drive. I'd imagine they didn't have much tank, but if they would have scrammed and webbed me, they would have most likely out DPS'd me. Let's see. There we go. Here's a Tristan. That's what I was waiting to see. What else was in here? Shadow Cartel. This fella. About a year old on that tune. Somebody else is coming in. So there's a pilot in here that I know is in a confessor. And a Tristan, and then we have one more person. So this dude in the Merlin here is the same dude that is stabbed. Oh, he's finally leaving the system, it looks like. So I have a confessor and a Tristan in here. The confessor I have on scan now. So super short scan range. That confessor is definitely in this site. Which means that I do not want to just go rolling in there and getting scrammed and webbed. Looks like they're playing a little bit smarter than they were last night, so... I'm gonna see... if they go out of the site. they go out of the sight, I'm gonna go in, and then I'm gonna pull range. So, um, yeah, I have no problem pulling or picking fights with people and kind of testing it out. These new tactical destroyers, though, they definitely have some decent hits. So, especially against frigs. Let's see, I got, I think, two-shotted by one on my stream the other day. So, and of course I made the mistake of going into a site. When you go into a site, you go at 0 on the beacon, and whoever's in there first basically gets to set and dictate range. So, if I was Scram Webfit, I would of course love a fight on 0. I'm not, so I need to keep my range and kind of pick my fights that way. So open areas. Is where I want to be. It looks like this person's just sitting in here though. They're not faction warfare, they're just in the site. So, it's a good way to snag people though. Is to sit in sites, even if you're not faction warfare. Maybe you're working on some pirate standings. Want that negative security status? Yeah, good way to do it. Come in here, hit all these faction warfare folks. Like I said, first one in the site, you get to dictate your range if you're patient enough. A lot of stuff will come into you. So, I'm going to do a little route. See, I don't remember, let's see, what was I in last night? I think I was in an Atron last night, and just kind of kiting around. Not enough DPS on the Atron. I think I was putting out like 28 DPS. Somebody else comes in now. And, kind of want to see what they're in. Prowler. Okay, that answered that question. Alright, a little more about the setup that I'm running here. Okay, I've changed this up just a little bit, but I did put a speed module on this one. The person in the confessor just waved at me there, said hi. They remember me from earlier, so saw him earlier today too when I was out and ran out of ammo. That was an embarrassing moment for me for the well, good day for the guys that I was fighting against, but see, 11 day, 12 days, yeah, 12-day old tune, something like that. Yeah, we're almost going on 2 weeks, so this next week here will be 2 weeks old, and I will have some Kestrels fit, and also some more Incursus, a little bit different setup on the Incursus. I'm going to be using, I'm using just a small armor repper now. On this, again, I have a tracking enhancer and a speed mod. The speed mod is just so I can pull away from stuff, like I just did a while ago. That hawk was pretty fast. I was still able to keep range from it though, and still burn around. And as you noticed, I burned out to nothing first, got some range. The hawk was burning towards me. I was able to pull around, and then warp off, because I really didn't want to deal with a hawk that's actually faster than me and then has a scram and web fit and an afterburner fit. So dual prop with scram web. I'd imagine they didn't have a lot of tank. Maybe ASB or something like that. I think they got 5 mid slots. I have to look, but alright, right now I'm just trying to find another spot to hit up. I think what I'll do is show you guys something else. Okay, you can look in your maps. And find stuff like average pilots in space. Also, let's see, button. There we go. A bunch of stuff jumps last hour. Let's see, what we want to do is take a look here. I'm gonna look for ships destroyed last hour, so actually. Okay, this could be a good thing or a bad thing. That right there is probably a bad thing. What I'm going to do, I'm going to head that way, but I'm going to head this way in low sec. And see if I can't find a fight along the way here, so yeah, when you see a local like this, you don't really have to D-scan. I think I hit D-scan automatically normally now, but it's not a bad habit, I guess. So, I'll talk a little bit about EVE Online PvP right now. Well, I got some dead time here. A lot of warping around. And it's definitely boring to watch, I guess, depending on what you're looking for. But I think what makes the PvP like fun is the setup for the fight. Not only do you have a lot of preparation for like fitting and such, getting into fits takes a little bit of time. It's also awesome when you like put something together and you have an idea for how you want it to work, and then it does work. So running into this guy. Okay, I had to make sure I'm in a different system. Yeah, so the setup is a lot. The setup with your fit, setup with their fight. Sometimes, depending on the fights that you get or the fights that you're looking for, which is like a huge thing in Eve, is that you have to take your fights. Like the guys that win a lot, or that you see like with 100 kills and like one loss, they're setting up to fight, I guess, specific targets or something like that. Is the best way to put it. And I know a lot of people that will, I don't know, poke and prod at anything, just to see. Okay, this guy's got to be docked up because I'm in scan range of like everything. So moving on. But the setup, I was hoping to kind of get in a fight here, but the setup that I'm talking about as far as battle goes is warping in on a range and seeing where somebody's at when you're coming into a site or something like that, or a planet, a sun, a station, wherever you're thinking the fight might start. That's all the setup. Getting somebody to chase you and seeing if that works. Trying to pull like an aggressive player from a gang. See if you can pull them apart in 1v1 them. And then yeah, and the fights themselves, really 30 seconds to a minute. Some of these frigates now, the way you can set them up. Last night I was in a couple of really good fights. They lasted quite a while, I guess. Okay, sorry for my brief pause there. But anyway, the setup of the fight, and it works with small gangs as well. Your setup, I'm trying to bait somebody in, or get something tackled. Maybe it's a really nice kill, and you're in a frig, and then you got like 5 other buddies and frigates with you, or some cruisers behind you, whatever the case may be. Whatever it is, though. The setup of the fight is actually where most PvPers have a lot of fun, is getting the setup of the fight, and then where a lot of PvPers get frustrated is the fight itself, when maybe they just didn't fight their fight, I guess, is the best way to put it. Like, you gotta fight your fight. You can't go in and try to apply extra DPS when you're doing just fine. Like, if you got a fight locked down and you're kiting at 20 kilometers and they're trying to slingshot you the whole time. You definitely don't want to go in and be like, oh, I'll just switch ammo. He's in hull, not hitting me, and then burn in that last minute and lose a fight that way. Sometimes it works out, like you can finish him off with like higher DPS, get through that last bit of tank or whatnot. But even if you think you're about to cap out or something, you want to finish somebody off, the best option is probably not to burn into somebody to try to finish them off. If you're about to cap out, because you do get scrammed and webbed if you're kiting, then you're done. So your game is over. It's their game now, and then and their game the whole time that you've been kiting them is to get you to burn in. So maybe they have an active tank or something like that that's been going for a little while, and then they could be about to cap out themselves, and you burn in and make that mistake, and they're like, oh, finally. And that's kind of where it's at. So setup of the fight, definitely important. And just remember, if you're not scrammed or webbed yet, or you're not warp disrupted or whatever, then you might you might get a little over anxious or something like that and want to burn in. Don't, because it probably just means that you're not within their range yet, or not in their fight yet. So okay. Got like 4 folks in local here, but looks like nobody in space. Another thing that actually is pretty common is curse sitting at like a large or something like that. Recon ships, stuff like that, just sitting outside of the plexes. So excuse me. Yeah, that could very well be the case right here, I guess. I don't know. some dudes coming in here. Ivy League. Atron and a slasher. I was hoping that a novice was going to come up on scan right here, but it's alright. It didn't. I'll just bust out a small. We'll see. Ivy League folks are. Oh, and a tormentor. Okay. So. Alright. And there's the tormentor. So what I'm going to do is probably going to be right behind me right here. Sure enough. Okay. Yeah, they were hoping to get in here and get the scram web on me right away, it looks like. I came in and burned away. And I'm watching local spike up to a lot. So let's see what happens here. Just so you guys can see, I got the Atron right here. He warped in, but here's what my local looks like now. Looks like they kind of jumped the gun here. But we'll see if I can't shoot at some folks here. He's fast. Which is great. We're burning way off of the gate. Way off the gate. So he's going to be by himself right here. His buddies might tell him to come back. Okay. So he warped off that. Now I could have probably, obviously, I'm at like 200 kilometers off here. Could have burned back and snagged him. But local actually keeps growing and growing. So another Atron right there. We'll see if this guy will come out. If his buddies didn't jump in right there that soon, I would have actually flipped around at like 120 or so and took that fight about 100 kilometers away from the beacon. But that is a really fast gap to close, and if they're MWD fit like he was, because he was going somewhere around 3,800 when I was just looking, so almost 1,000 faster than I'm going. There's a lot of them. Let's see what happens here. I'm definitely not going to go sit at 0 on this beacon. I'm going to keep some range. Looks like that massive bunch is gone, and it looks like somebody actually did get a fight somewhere. Oops. The sun is bright. Alright, Tormentor. Let's see. The Tormentor here, and then I don't know. Had another dude pop into local. I don't really like the idea of I'll let him waste his cap here. Don't get scrammed and whipped. Oh my gosh, reload. I'm being horrible right now. Jeez. Alright, so I tried to reload like 3 times. I couldn't right click for some reason. Yeah, scrammed and webbed. I don't really know if he was running an MWD or what. Anyway, let's see. He got way within my optimal. Um, Basically got under my guns right there, so I just tried to burn away, but that was not an option for me. It's scrammed and webbed means pretty much dunsies. So stayed up for a little bit though. It was alright. It was fun. Let's see. I'll go back and get another ship because why not? Yeah, I should just let him pod me. Take less time. Which I think I'll just self-destruct actually. Yeah, self-destruct is a little bit quicker way to get home rather than going 10 jumps. So what I'll do, let's see, what I did was I basically went in on that fight and got way too close. That was horrible piloting actually, really horrible piloting. I should have kept the range that I was gonna keep and let him try to slingshot me, and then worst case scenario I keep losing my tackle, which is no problem for me, so I'd rather lose my tackle and that be what I lose than getting scrammed and webbed. And that's actually, I think, what I was talking about a little bit earlier, was getting scrammed and webbed as a little kite fit. So that's what happened. Let's see, I do like this Incursus setup, kind of. The one thing I would change is I'm using a regular armor repper, which is actually alright. Regular armor repper with the cap booster. I still didn't run out of cap there. The only big mess up there was was getting into range, getting into his scram and web range. So, and that allowed him to apply a lot of DPS to me. So, uh, definitely keep your range, fight your fight. Definitely landed that the way I wanted to. I just did not. I was gonna see if this guy was gonna like shoot me on the gate here. Yeah, definitely landed the way I wanted to and got the fight that I wanted to. I just didn't fight the way I wanted to, I should say. So, got a little aggressive there. Then didn't switch ammo out. For some reason, I could not switch my ammo out. I was not able to right click there, which is no problem. So I'm gonna stop the stream, do a quick 15-minute break here, and then I'll come back and pretty much do the same thing. Just go out with another. I think I'm gonna do an incursus again actually, because I kind of like the fit, and for the fit that I'm using tomorrow, that's kind of pretty good practice. So, like I said, I will be streaming again tomorrow though for sure. Tonight I'll do a little bit more, and we'll see where it goes from there. So yeah, Incursus versus Tormentor, I should have kept range a lot better than what I did. Just really bad piloting right there. Yeah, just bad piloting. But tank was up for a while. That fight lasted probably, geez, I don't know, a good 2 minutes, I guess. Because let's see, cap life. Yeah, I mean it had to have been a pretty decent 2 minutes. So maybe, I don't know. I went through a lot of cycles of ammo and definitely a lot of misses, but it wasn't that bad. It was better than getting dropped on by like 30 people and then hoping to get out of scrams and webs from that. So that's the fight that I would have rather had though, was that Atron to come out a little more, especially with his buddies right there. That gap would have closed probably in like 30 seconds, and with the DPS output that you're looking at starting off, you need all the time you can. So if you're trying to 1v1, then not a good day. But if you make friends and stuff, it's pretty easy. You can see that you can tackle and stay up for quite a while with some of these fits as well. Even being tackled back. And the thing is that he would have burned in if a friend would have came in or something like that. If I was duo roaming, and they would have dropped in on him with a 100 DPS or whatever, then I wouldn't have really had to worry about my DPS. So I'm gonna go snag another ship and get set up to roam again, and then I will come back out and stream another stream. Again, I'm Guyce, this is EVE Online, and that's how you lose ships right there. Anyway, have a good one, everybody.